Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your tarot and oracle reading for the month of October 2023. First card out for you is the Angel of Balance. Beautiful. And you know what? I'm going to read this from the book for you because I have the booklet out. I was just doing Aries reading and they were like the only sign that I felt really guided to just read from the book. And I don't know, there's something about doing a reading late at night that makes me just want to have a little story time. So let's talk about why the Angel of Balance is coming through as a spirit guide for you this month and what she's trying to tell you. This loving presence holds a pitcher of liquid light in front of the pyramids, reminding you that a strong destiny relies on a solid foundation of personal balance and wow, this has been out of focus. A strong destiny relies on a solid foundation of personal balance and emotional equanimity. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Although things may have been out of sync in the past, this card is telling you that a greater equilibrium is now coming into your life. So things will start becoming more harmonized and balanced for you. And anything that has been chaotic, up and down, super high, super low is definitely coming to a balance. So you can ask the Angel of Balance for her assistance in helping bring this into October for you. Remain conscious about how you are balancing your goals and your physical and emotional energy as well. Whenever you feel yourself getting off center or losing focus, call upon this beautiful angel and bring her intention into your heart center. Your intuition will lead you in the right direction, and the angel will guide you to a peaceful and centered approach. So I feel like this spirit guide is actually coming through in this reading to kind of introduce herself and be like, hey, like, please ask me for assistance for those moments where you find yourself getting really, really distracted. Like, if you know there are certain things you need to do in order to remain balanced, essentially, call upon me, so that way you don't ruin your day, like scrolling through social media for hours on end or doing something that'll throw you off center. Sometimes you have a really good momentum going for yourself and you're in a balanced, centered, happy, peaceful energy, and then it's like one thing like throws it off, and it could be the weirdest thing. For example, if you have like a gluten allergy, I don't know why this example is coming through, so maybe it actually applies to some of you watching, and you like eat a lot of gluten and you're not supposed to, and then it's like that throws you off balance, and then you're like bloated for the rest of the day, and then because you're bloated, like you don't feel like doing anything, and then you end up like scrolling online instead of doing the things you actually need to do, and then it throws everything out of balance, and then you're playing catch up, and then it's like you finally catch up, and then you eat another loaf of bread. It's like, why do you keep doing this to yourself? So this spirit guide is coming through to introduce herself to help you become more balanced in October, because that is one of the things that will be sort of like prioritized this October, and there's a lot of like spiritual power in becoming more balanced this month. Like, I feel like it will become a lot easier for you to remain focused, centered, balanced. So ask this spirit for help. Absolutely. Speaking of spirits, the message from your spirit guides this month is listen. And this is what it says. You have to be willing to listen if you really want to understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be a compassionate listener. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not just to what's being said, but what lies beneath the words. So you're being asked to learn, listen, and really believe people when they tell you what they're going through, who they are, what they can and cannot offer you, etc., because they're not lying to you. And listening goes beyond just, listening to the words that's being spoken. It's also believing in what they are saying and not coming up with your own little narrative. People do this all the time, especially in love. Like, if you're really into someone and they're literally telling you, like, I have commitment issues or I have jealousy issues, etc., you're like, oh, it's fine, we can improve that, we can change. It's a green flag that you're admitting this to me. And it's like, no, they're literally telling you the red flags. And, you should just radically accept everything they say. Because when people speak about themselves, usually they're telling the truth, honestly, like, straight up. So next we have Solitude coming out. Beautiful time alone. Honestly, you're not alone here. Almost all of the signs this month, I'm not even exaggerating, had some variation of card from this deck that implied like alone time, being alone, and that solitude, that aloneness, bringing forth kindred soulmate spirits. So this seems to be a message for the collective as well as you. Once you embrace the inner divine and your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. So fun. We're gonna get 9 tarot cards, 3 rows of 3 for this month ahead. First card out for you is Strength reversed. Okay, so these past few weeks, I don't know if it's like shyness or I don't know. It's just like it feels like there's not enough true conversations going on here. Like there may be someone in your life or an area in your life where we need to be a little bit more raw, a little bit more intentional and authentic with our feelings and communicating that to people and having other people communicate to us. And I feel like this actually goes hand in hand with listen. This month, I feel like you may notice people in your life coming forward a bit more, being a little bit more intimate, authentic, showing you who they really are, speaking to you, and you're being asked to listen. A part of listening is also being an active listener, which means asking questions to get someone to keep talking about whatever it is that they're talking about. And when they're explaining something to you, just repeating like what you got from that, you know? So if someone tells you a story, when they're done the story, be like, so what you're telling me is this, and you speak back the way that you interpreted things. And that really is a great communication method, because sometimes we have misunderstandings, and if we don't like repeat back what the person is saying to us, we may actually mishear or misinterpret what they're trying to say to us, and we won't give them the opportunity to kind of correct it. So you're being asked to be a good listener and have active listening skills. And that's something, if you're not familiar with that phrase, if that's like a new phrase, you literally Google active listening skills and just read some stuff and learn how to be a wonderful conversationalist just from that. Okay, second card out is the Hierophant in reversed. Yeah, I really feel like you are taking on this sort of like therapist role here. Consciously, you may have already done this before, or you will be doing this, where you consciously look up how to get someone to talk more in depth about themselves. If you think about it like this, a therapist is someone who asks you the right questions to get you to find your own answers and share more information about yourself. And I don't know why, I'm feeling intuitively here that there may be someone in your life who is a little bit like, you sense that they have more to say, or they're not opening up as you would like them to. And you can kind of take on these conversationalist skills, these sort of therapist skills, to get them to open up a bit more if you ask the right questions. And people, I want to remind you that people love talking about themselves, okay? I almost never, unless like they're clearly saying they don't want to talk about something, or they're heavily implying that they don't want to talk about something, it's not pushy to ask questions. And the Hierophant reversed is really showing me that you are sort of in this role, this leadership sort of role here. We see here, this is like a spiritual leader, one who gives advice to others, you know, and as we saw in the listen card, you're being advised not to give advice to others this week, or this month, sorry. If I say this week, I mean this month. I'm just so used to doing weekly readings. You're being asked to be in this listening role, and for some reason it's coming through extremely strongly in the beginning of this reading. So I feel like the end of September, beginning of October, like that's when this message is really, really going to resonate for you, where when you see people like really press into like questions that you have, really make sure that there is no more apprehension within you, and don't be shy about this. Like if there's someone whose intentions are very unclear to you, like ask them a lot of questions, get them to talk more. The more they talk, the more they reveal, the more you can understand whether or not you can sort of like trust them and kind of just clarify what it is exactly that they want. And then even if they're speaking in vague terms, you can, you know, again, this is where the citing what you heard back to them comes in handy. So you're going to be like, so what you're saying is, this is your intentions. And then they'll either confirm or deny or elaborate further. So there's no reason to be sitting in confusion when it comes to any of your connections or what is on any of your close loved ones' minds, if you know these communication tricks. Third card out is the Fool in reverse. So far, the whole entire top row of October for you is major arcana cards in reversed. So this is major, a major month for you. And the Fool reversed shows some hesitation here. Like I said, it just feels like there's someone in your life whose intentions are unclear to you, and you don't want to be foolish by jumping into this without really knowing what the game plan is or what the other person may have in mind here, especially if this is love and romantic wise. This could also, I'm seeing for some of you, be like planning a travel or vacation, and it's like you don't want to agree to do this fully until you know some more of the details here. It's something like that, or like you don't want to agree to some sort of new project that comes up or job that comes up or move until you know all of the details. For example, if you're trying to buy a new house, it's like you kind of want to get an inspector in there to value the house for you and tell you what is wrong with it, what's good with it, before you make a final decision. So I'm kind of seeing this hesitation on your behalf, but it's a very logical sort of hesitation. You don't want to be foolish, and which is why you're being asked so heavily to be in this energy of listening, hearing, observing, taking information in, okay, as opposed to being the speaking voice, you know, the leader, the one who gives advice. You may be very used to that role as someone with a strong Cancerian placement, but you're being asked to kind of sit back and take it all in. Second row out for you, fourth card, is the Four of Swords, which is literally a card of resting, relaxing, taking it all in, and letting blessings come to you, letting information come to you, all right, letting people come to you. I think it'll be very valuable. Center of your spread, Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay, we have 5 cards out so far, and 4 of them are now major arcana cards, all in reversed. Every single card on the table is in reversed here as well, which again, very like introspective. Whenever I have a reading where it seems like all of the cards are in reversed, to me it shows a very much introverted, introspected time where you're more involved in like your own inner worlds, and you're extremely in your divine feminine energy, taking information in, as opposed to creating was the wrong word, acting, chasing, going, doing, all that masculine energy stuff. I don't really see it for you this month, at least not in the first half of the month. It just feels like you're taking in information. I'm sorry if I keep saying that. But Wheel of Fortune reverse being the center of your spread, it does show that change will happen for you this month. This is the end of one cycle, the beginning of another one. Big wheel keeps on turning. Proud Mary keep on burning. You know what they say. And we rolling. Rolling on the river. Sorry. I couldn't help myself, guys. I have to break out into song. Yeah, I just feel like this wheel, this represents the wheel of fate. It's constantly turning. So even when things are finally going good and you're like, I don't want anything to change, things are inevitably going to change, because that is the world that we live in. So in reversed, we are seeing here the winds of change picking up again, end of one cycle, beginning of another. And I feel guided to say that like if something doesn't last the test of time, then it's really not meant for you, okay? It really doesn't have a strong foundation. So keep that in mind. Sixth card out is the Nine of Wands, right underneath that Fool reverse. This is huge clarification for me that message we had earlier was absolutely 100% correct. You know, you are hesitating, jumping into something, saying yes to something because you don't know, like there's like uncertainty here. You don't know if you can trust it. You don't know what the intentions exactly are. So I'm seeing huge hesitation for you that needs to be ironed out for sure. Getting really clear about someone's intentions or about the details of something, where things are going, what is the game plan. You know, I would be I feel like you're being very skeptical of anyone or anything that's sort of just like going with the flow at this time. Like, well, let's just see where things go. I feel a great discomfort with that within you. Nine of Wands, like, you know, I love going with the flow, but like I'm just in a point in my life where I need a plan here, you know? So I don't know. It's interesting. Third row out. Seventh card out is the Six of Pentacles. Beautiful. We're seeing blessings coming in, and here's the Angel of Balance coming in again. Yeah, I feel like things are getting better for you financially, health-wise, energy-wise. Definitely. Like there's a bigger balance coming in with your finances and your health. And even your relationships are becoming a little bit more balanced as well, I want to say. Because it seems like you're kind of pulling back a little bit, not overgiving, which may have been a huge problem for you in the past few years, past several months. We have Temperance, again, the Angel of Balance coming in really strong as a spirit guide for you this month. Okay, and this to me, I always say, is a card that shows something that needs to be handled with a lot of finesse. And you're doing it. You're being successful. This is like a sign of success for me. That those listening skills we were talking about earlier, you're going to use them and you're going to get the answers that you need. And I feel like it will definitely result in a positive outcome. I want to see the final card though, because I don't want to jinx myself. Okay. Really big clarification on that final card because the Lovers came out right next to Temperance. I feel like there will be a positive outcome here. Okay, and we have another angel. Lots of angels in this reading. I feel like you're surrounded by angels. Even the Strength card, I view this as an angel, even though she doesn't have wings. Okay. So, connect with your angels this month for sure. And I want to say, so going back to what I was saying earlier, those listening skills that we were talking about, I feel like they will be successful for you and you will actually be able to gather the information that you need in order to say yes to this new beginning here. Because the Fool is a really positive card, upright. He's starting a brand new journey and he is blindly like just trusting his intuition, and he knows that the universe has his back. He knows that he is meant to be on this path. Okay, he's very confident that he is meant to be on the path that he's on and starting this new journey. Okay, in reversed, right now, the time you're watching this, you may be having doubts. Like, I don't know if this is the path for me. For a lot of you, I feel like this may be involving a relationship. Or I also saw that like moving or something. It could be anything really. So apply it where it resonates in your life. Use your own intuition. But I do want to give you a little prediction that I think you'll enjoy. And I feel like you will actually say yes to this thing. And it'll turn out to be a sort of soulmate, divine destined pairing for you and whatever this is or whoever this is. With these two cards coming out as the last cards here, this may just be a month where you're uncertain because it feels like your soul. So if this is a relationship, it's like your souls are gently unfolding to each other and you're gently getting to know each other and merging, blending those souls together. And that process is really nice. It's fun, but there's also a lot of hesitancy and not knowing. And there needs to be a lot more reassurance, open communication, clear communication there during that process. And you may not have that just yet, but I feel like throughout this month you will like slowly blend souls or merge with whatever this new path that's opening up for you is. And what will keep you sane during that time where you're a little bit uncertain is actually solitude. Okay, like let's read this again. Once you embrace the inner divine and your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at exactly the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. So this is a relationship or something that you are not forcing, you're not chasing it. You're slowly unfolding each other's souls or the energy of each other, you in this path, you in this opportunity, whatever it is, to each other. And there's a huge yes answer, there's huge success coming through. This is a situation with an equal give and take for sure, and it will balance the scales of everything horrible that you may have experienced in the past. So all of that karma, the good karma you've gathered from putting up with a lot in the past, it's coming back to you this month. I see that very strongly. But right now you're kind of setting up the foundation for this good karma to come in, okay? And that involves this process of like not knowing and getting the answers that you need and being a good listener in the process of that essentially. But it's looking good, guys. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear what came to mind for you when we were talking about this. It seems to be like one big thing here, and for a lot of you it feels like a relationship or a move or something like that. So what was it for you that came to your mind as we did this reading? Comment it down below. I would love to know, and that would kind of make it more cemented, more concrete as well for you. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already, by the way. Next week I will be doing, well, actually in a few days, I will be posting the quarterly readings for October, November, and December for each zodiac sign. And of course I do the weeklies every week, the dailies every day, and eventually the yearlies. So subscribe for that. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. And I also offer my Goddess Energy Intention Oil there and my spiritual life coaching there. So check it out. Bye-bye.